Hello, welcome to Manchester United News Channel.
With Manchester United a shadow of their old selves, faith is beginning to wane in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And, while the Norwegian warrants the criticism for the poor job he's done at Old Trafford so far, it's worth remembering the Glazers and Ed Woodward are both responsible for their current struggles. Manchester United fans despaired on Tuesday night. With Manchester City 3 goals to the good before half-time, the atmosphere inside Old Trafford became one of anger and frustration. Some of it, and only some, was aimed in Solskjaer's direction. Certainly, the United manager isn't blameless. Regardless of the squad he's got, the Red Devils should be doing better than this. To win just 8 of their first 21 Premier League matches, playing some boring stuff along the way, is shocking. If his name was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal or Jose Mourinho, he'd probably be gone by now. The trio have all been sacked in recent years. Solskjaer has one thing on his side, however. And that's his name. No true United fan wants to see his head on a stick. This is a man who won them the Champions League in 1999, a man who won a lot when Sir Alex Ferguson ruled the roost. And fans who look beyond matches, beyond the toxic Twitter sphere, know that he's not the main reasons for their struggles. The same way they knew that Mourinho wasn't the issue, even though he did little to win round supporters. He was the Grim Reaper at Old Trafford over a year ago, but, a year on, not much has changed. And that's because the Glazers and Ed Woodward continue to hold on to the key positions at the club. They have allowed a ship that sailed so well under Ferguson to sink. It's genuinely surprising to think that, just 7 years ago, they were on course for Premier League title number 20. Let's get the positive out of the way first. For the first few years of the post-Ferguson climate, the Glazers invested. Juan Mata became the club's record signing in January 2014 as they moved to back Moyes. It was too little too late, of course. Under Van Gaal, however, United went big. They splurged money on Angel Di Maria, Daley Blind, Marcos Rojo, Ander Herrera, and Luke Shaw. They also paid £6 million to take Radamel Falcao on loan from Monaco. The following year, while they didn't invest as heavily, they still backed the Dutchman with the likes of Bastian Schweinsteiger, Morgan Schneiderlin, and Memphis Depay. And, for Mourinho, they landed Paul Pogba, agreed to pay Alexis Sanchez and Zlatan Ibrahimovic big wages, as well as spending big on defenders like Victor Lindelof and Derek Bailly. But, ever since 2018, it appears the money has dried up. Mourinho wanted big signings after guiding United to second in the Premier League table that year, but Woodward and the Glazers failed to indulge him. United were frugal that summer, and again last summer. Fred, Diogo Dalot, Lee Grant, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire and Daniel James isn't enough for a side that has, in truth, required surgery for years. And while United may claim to have unlimited funds, the Glazers' failure to provide them as much as they did several years ago has set them back. Their net spend back in the summer was just £68 million. That's enough to keep the board happy, but not the supporters and certainly not the manager. Even now, with Solskjaer having his own targets in mind, Woodward can't be trusted. He's made too many mistakes during his time at United. He's seen as dependent on agents, which, when you look at deals for Pogba, Ibrahimovic, Henrik Mkhitaryan and Go, seems a fair assessment. It was he who agreed to sign a struggling Sanchez and give him the biggest pay packet in the club's entire history. It was he who shelled out big to land Di Maria, despite it being common knowledge he'd rather leave Real Madrid for PSG, and it was he who celebrated the signing of Schweinsteiger with vigor, despite the Bayern Munich star clearly being past his best. Wood and the Glazers have allowed United to fall apart for far too long. They need to get their act together, or leave. Even if Solskjaer goes, what will change? Let's block ads.